it's Lee Ann here again with Diamonds and Doxies, and today we're going to kit up my Peter Pan from, I don't know if you can really see, but I did an unboxing of this one and two others on my last video, so I think that was yesterday. I'm not 100% sure, but a lot of people have commented that they've seen plenty of unboxings, but they'd really like to know more. You know, like what's it like to kit up, what's it like to work on it, the quality, and what have you. So I thought what I would do today is I would do a kitting up, and then I would like to work on a section. So at least we can discuss and you can see how the drills are. I will tell you, there is no sticker sheet, which if you watch my unboxing, I told you that, and I don't like that. That's probably my biggest complaint so far about this company is they don't have sticker sheets. Hopefully that'll change in the future, but in the interim, what I had to do was I copied, because there's not even like a sheet that shows you what the inventory is, nothing like that. So I had to go off of these here. I put these on my copier. I had to do it in two sections because it was just a little too long. So I did all these, and then I used my Xyron maker to make stickers, and that's a little time consuming, but I don't know if you can tell or not. These here are my Art Dot trays. I'll link these in the description too. I don't know if you can see that, but if you can see that little right there, let me see if I do it this way. See, it's like a dog bone shape. It's a removable vinyl thing that you can put on your storage so that the drills, the stickers won't adhere. I didn't have enough because I'm using most of them in another kit. So I had to use washi tape up here, but I will tell you from experience, be sure to do something, because if not, this will stick and it's hard to get off of your storage. So I've got one right now that I need to do. The only kit that I've ever had, or the only company that I've ever bought from that the stickers peel right off, is Diamond Art Club. So just thought I'd throw that out there. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, I will find her Etsy shop and link it, because I do need to order some more of those. I do have my Mary Mud anti-static sheets, unicorn burps, just in case I need them. I don't know. I don't know if I'll have static or not, but we're going to be prepared. Then I have this holder. What it does is you just, you put it in there like that. Of course, take the lid off, pour your drills in, take it back out. And of course, I'm using a tray because things fly, so I'll put that in there. This here is Yellow Dog Designs. It's an XL. I know that they're no longer in business, and Ditsy, they has bought all of their files. So she is now making them, but I don't know if she makes an XL version, but she probably could if you reached out and asked her. This one here, I know you can buy these for many different 3D printing companies. I don't remember where I got this one. I know I got it off of Etsy, but this was a long time ago, and I don't think that shop is still in business. So there you go. Okay, well, let's open up our bag of drills and let's see what we're getting ourselves into. I really have no idea if there's going to be a lot of static. I apologize for my hand. I burnt myself pretty badly, and it just looks terrible. So I just covered it up so that you wouldn't be subjected to it, because nobody wants to be subjected to that. So let's get those out, and then let's just kind of open this up a little bit. Yeah, let's see how we do here. All right, these are in numerical order, as well as, what do you call it? They're in this order, DMC, numerical, however you want to put it. So I can tell right now I am probably going to need some baggies, and here is some here. And then let me get, my Sharpie. I don't use other bottles for my excess drills. I put them in baggies. It works better for me. So anyway, let's get the fun started, shall we? Okay, here's our test. Here is our test. Leanne. Now, okay. Yes, you're thinking, well, make sure you put the bottle down. I have actually forgotten before. True story. I think actually I've forgotten a couple of times. Let's see. No, that's not all going to fit. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm not seeing any static. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. So let's take one of these baggies here and write 300 on it. I hope y'all can see. I need a setup like a lot of creators do, to where they can see what you're seeing. Okay, we're going to pour these here and here. Yeah, look, y'all. Look, Mon, no static. That's a huge win in my book. Huge. Okay, let's see. I know a lot of people say it is very weather related, and I don't doubt that, but I have had static in the winter, in the summer, in the spring, in the fall. I have not noticed it making a huge difference. I have not noticed it making a huge difference depending on where I come from or where it comes from. I have not noticed a difference in any of that. So, alrighty, there we go. This kitting up isn't going to be so long. If it keeps up like this, we're going to be just fine. Okay, now we've got 2 bags of 310. So I'll go ahead and take one and set it over there. And then fill this one up. And then I'll have to put some in a baggie. I can tell that already. So let's see on the 310s what we got. What we got. Alrighty. Put this up, and then we need a 310 baggie. Put that right there. So y'all, this is going really well, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. So rather than bore you, I think after a couple more colors, I am going to stop recording and just finish doing it. And then, but I'll do a few more colors just to make sure that this isn't a fluke. And I mean, you can't make it up. You're seeing it for yourself. It's just amazing. Now, I have heard that Feel Look right now only has round kits, but I have heard that they're working on some square kits. Square kits for me are always a little, it's, you know, with a new company, or just a little, you know, because a bad drill square kit is just no fun for anyone. In my opinion, rounds are so much more forgiving. Okay, here's 6, which is 433. So yeah, I do like that these are in numerical order, so I can just sit here and go through. Although it doesn't really matter to me, but yeah, I mean, I do like it. So okay, 6-7 is 434. I know some people were having issues getting to the website. Well, a couple people I know, for some reason, were having issues. Their virus or their browser or something was giving them an alert. And I can assure you it's not a bad website. I did ask them about that, and they said they've looked, and on their end, everything is fine. But they, you know, they wanted to know more information about what, I don't know, what browser software they were using. And, you know, and I'm like, look, I'm not going to ask them that. So, I'm not going to ask them that. So, yeah. I did not have any problems with my Mac. Okay. There's 8. We'll do 9. I will tell you one thing that they need to do is, I feel like there should be a line or something to help, or, you know, a line right here, not necessarily on the symbol, but, you know, right there. Because I can see my dumb booty getting that confused. Not that anybody else would. All right, so that's number 9. I'll do 10, and then I will, when I come back, it will be done. And I'll let you know if it changed, but I don't see it changing. Do you? So, anyway. Alrighty, don't go anywhere because I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. These are all kitted up. I may have overfilled a couple here or there, but I've got 3 baggies of excess, and then I've got 4 bags of extra drills. And yeah, I've got my cover papers on. These are from Crafts with Crashly. So yeah, let me try to get you zoomed in a little bit better. And I'm going to be using my tray from Munimade and my pen. I'm pretty sure it comes from Butterfly Effect Wares. And then I've got, well, actually, I've got a couple of tweezers over here. I'll either use these or these. I mean, I've got a lot of tweezers. So anyway, let me get you zoomed in a little bit better, and then we'll start placing some drills. Okay, well, I hope this isn't too close, but I wanted to get you close enough so that you could see as best as you could how these drills are lining up and how they are going down. So I always try to find the first thing that I feel like catches my attention. Obviously up here catches my attention first, but then my hand would be over all of this. So I think I'm going to go with S. And yeah, I think that's where I am going to start. So S is number 27. So here we go, y'all. Here we go. We are learning together, learning together. Oh, by the way, in the kit up, I did not have any static. And I literally lost maybe 3 drills, and I'm not even sure how they didn't get in the container. Okay, they seem to be lining up just fine. So let's see. Let's see. Do I want to... Oh, I've already had a fumble. Okay, let's see how they multi-place, shall we? Well, so far so good. I've got no complaints so far, but we just got started, so let's see. When I multi-place my drills, I try to pay attention to where I'm laying the drills, not what's next to me. Of course, right now there's no drills next to me, but if there were, I would not look at those to see if I was lining up. Because if you're lining up your drills with the symbol, then it's always going to be right. So, yeah, I'm not saying that I have perfect placement by any stretch of the imagination, but that's how I try to do it. So let's see. I was afraid that these symbols looked a little big, you know, but they're not. I was like, oh, if you don't place them just right, they might. Uh-oh, I had one too many. So let me move that. Move it right there. So I need to bring these down just a hair. So while we're doing this, let's go ahead and talk about life and what is going on. If you were in my live, you heard me give an update on family matters. You knew that my son's mother-in-law was in hospice. She passed. She passed last night. They were going to move her home, back, well, not to her house, but to my son and his fiance's house, and let hospice come out there. Hospice had delivered a hospital bed, So my son moved furniture around, but she never made it. So I was worried about that. I was like, well, I hope she can, make it to the house, but she did not. So anyway, I have not, I'm going to contact my daughter-in-law, because, of course, I tell my son, give her my love, give her a hug from me, and all of that. But, maybe she'd like to hear it firsthand. And plus, I'm not real sure that my son remembers to tell her things like that. So, So, I think I will do that later. My dad seems no worse for wear on his fall. He got his bandages changed out today, and it looks like it's healing. I'm still concerned about infection, but he is not. So, yeah. So that's going better. My little niece is, she's done her chemo. So that's good. Hope that it's doing what it is supposed to do. And it's my understanding that with neuroblastoma, it's like a liquid cancer, if you will. It's like a veil. It just covers everything, and the chemo, what it does is turn it into tumors, so that then you can remove the tumors. And so she's done surgery, and the chemo worked better than they expected. So I know that little girl's got a lot of people praying. So, but anyway, so yeah, it's a lot for her little body, but they're seeing progress. So, but this is just the beginning. She's, they told them from the get-go that she's looking at about 1.5 years of this, and this just happened in, October, September. I mean, not that long ago. So she's got a ways to go. A ways to go. Okay, I am not gonna lie, y'all. These drills are lining up very nicely. Very nicely. Yeah, I mean, I hope you can see that they are. Yeah, I'm very pleased, because, like I said, I really do like the images. And it's nice to switch up, every now and then for different companies. But let's see, 5 of those. We have a winter storm warning. Winter storm warning? No, we have a winter storm warning. We are actually gonna freeze. but not like 2021 where everything went to hell in a handbasket. I mean, it's gonna get cold, and but not for as many days in a row. And you know, the forecast, it seems to be changing every time you turn around. So, but as of this morning, it looked like we weren't going to get any freezing precipitation, which is good because that's what causes power outages, you know, with the ice on the wires and whatnot. So hopefully that will, you know, be the case, but everything is subject to change, you know, the closer we get to it. Max told me earlier that the weatherman said when you go to sleep, wherever you lay your head on Saturday night, be prepared to possibly be there until Monday. And so I'm like, not a problem, because I don't plan on leaving the house. First of all, I don't like cold. So, and I've got plenty of food to cook. So we got plenty. We won't go hungry, that's for sure. What in the heck is that there? Let's see, 3 of those. But I did have to go by the store earlier because, I mean, technically I didn't have to, I don't suppose, but I was afraid that we would run out of milk. So I wanted to pick up another gallon because I want to make some chicken a la king one day this week, or this weekend, I should say. It is Friday. I should tell you that. So I do want to pick up, you know, or make some chicken a la king at some point. So I was like, yeah, just in case, let's pick up some more milk. We go through a lot of milk. We do. Max eats cereal every morning. I put milk in my coffee. I used to put half and half in my coffee, but now I steam it and froth it or whatever, and I just use whole milk, and I like it. And one day I grabbed the wrong container and I used half and half, and it was just a little too rich for me. I was like, okay, I never thought I'd say that, but it is what it is. So yeah, we go through some coffee every day, or coffee, God. I'm surprised I can speak at all, but milk, we go through milk every day. I don't know what happened to my hand on that placement. I just kind of went a little cray-cray. So yeah, but I think most of us are going to be having freezing weather, but some of us, you know, being in Texas, we don't get it like you do in, say, Michigan or Minnesota or any of those places. Y'all get it pretty heavy, or anywhere up north. So I'm anxious to get to some brighter colors. Kind of tired of doing dark colors. If you hear Maggie, that's Maggie barking at Max. Because he's up here. Okay, hang on. Okay, and I'm back. He stuck his head in, and of course the dogs were like, oh no, we can't be having that. So figured best to spare your ears, or if any of your pups are listening, you know, so they don't freak out too bad. So yeah, that's what's going on over here. Trying to think. I know other things have happened. We had to go by Duluth Trading Company today. It's a clothing store. If I'm sure they're all over the U.S., but just in case you're not watching from the U.S. Anyway, so we went there. Max had to return some things. I had to return some things, and I wanted to exchange some things. So we did that. So that was good. Got that done. Then we went and ate lunch. And Mia, if you're watching, I thought about you because we went to Mia's table. And I think that's why I always thought Mia was an Italian name. It's because I've only known Italians to have that name. Mia's is owned by the Johnny Carrabba family, which is, I think they're just local here in Houston. Yeah, Mia is one of the daughters. I think they also have a Sophia that they named another restaurant after, but it's not here. It's not in my area, so I've never been to it. Okay, y'all. I don't have a light on. Oh, goodness. I mean, like shining directly on this kit because I was afraid it would show too much glare, and in case you were watching, I didn't want you to go through that, so I'm having to really look. And I don't see any more S's, but you know how that goes. So, yeah. Come on. Oops. I lost one. There it is. I want to move on to a little brighter color. Let's do that minus, shall we? Let's see, minus. It is a minus, yes, 5. All right, let's see. I don't need too many. Ah, jeez. Stop it. Stop. See, they line up very nicely. So let's go this way. A lot of horizontal placing. And that's okay. Either way, it works. I can do these. These look like they would work just fine. Well, I gotta tell you, unless y'all are seeing something I'm not, I have 0 issues so far. So far, the glue is good. The drills line up. Haven't seen any trash. So yeah, I mean, there's no static. So, I mean, so far I've just see pluses in this whole thing. Like I said, the no sticker sheet. I mean, it you know, they give you the stickers like, 1 through 60, but that doesn't do me any good at all. Because I'd still have to sit here and go through the legend to find out what symbol, number 25 was. And yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, that's all of that one. So have y'all watched that documentary show on Netflix about Elizabeth Smart? We watched it not before last, I think, and it was really good. Of course, I remember the story, and oh my goodness, I remember the story and everything. But it was kind of neat to see how she's doing now, and her mother wasn't really on the show because she said she preferred to leave the past in the past, and she just didn't want to relive anything. And I understand that. But gosh, and if you don't remember, you will certainly watch the show, but just a little recap. She was in Utah, a little 14-year-old girl sharing her bedroom with her sister, her 9-year-old sister, and somebody broke into their bedroom, and kidnapped her sister, or the 14-year-old. Her younger sister, the 9-year-old, of course, she just acted like she was asleep. And, but she was the only witness to it. And, yeah, it was just that poor kid. And then when she finally was like, wait a minute, she was like, I do recognize the voice, but I don't know where I recognize the voice. And then one day it just came to her. She was like, oh, yeah, his name is Emmanuel, or whatever his name is. But then the police were like, yeah, we don't really believe you. I mean, you're probably wrong. That's not really a lot to go on. And, we just don't know about that. And because, first of all, he was never mentioned in the list of people that had been over there. But then the mother was like, well, wait a minute, that's right. They had gone into Salt Lake and gone into town and saw him there, and he ended up coming by their house asking if they had any work. And I think she said, she would do something so that he could make a little money. And that's when that happened. So, but, the police didn't really believe her. I mean, she's 9. I get that. But they did have a sketch artist come out and do a drawing. And the police were like, we're not going to put that out there because we don't even know if that is him. I mean, if that even looks like him. I mean, we're going by a 9-year-old. And so the dad was like, well, whatever. And so he did his own little news conference. And sure enough, this guy called and said, I would be surprised because I just can't see him doing something like this, but he is a little out there, and he lives in a tent in the mountains, and his name is Emmanuel, and I think that was his brother. And I say, he's probably not your guy, but he could be your guy. So yeah, then the police were like, oh, okay. So they were able to save her. And she came from a very religious home. They were Mormons. And she was super naive. She had never even held a boy's hand, So she knew nothing about, what was going on with her. She just thought she was just bad, Like her family would be so ashamed and so disappointed, and, the mind of a naive 14-year-old. So, yeah. I know because I was, she was talking about how he came in and he had a knife. He didn't have a gun. He had a knife, and said, if you scream, I will kill you. If you don't, then nothing will happen to you. And I was like, see, Nanny always told me when I was a kid, because we did have some circumstances. I actually did almost get snatched when I was about 9. It was very, very scary. But she had always told me if somebody tells you, come with us, come with me or whatever, or if you don't, I'm going to kill you. She said, don't. Just take off screaming. And she said, you know, if they kill you, she said, they're going to kill you anyway. And then what they'll do before they kill you is going to be so much worse. So, you know, no, I don't want you to die. But, you know, I'd rather, she said, I don't think they'll kill you either. I think they will take off running. And so I thought about that with her. I was like, you know, if she had been told that, she probably would have just pushed him or kicked him or something and ran or hollered for her sister to go get her parents, you know, because what's he going to do? Sit there and take time to, yeah, I mean, but, you know, she didn't know. And, but yeah, I always told my kids the same thing. Yes, even my boys, because, you know, they take boys too, you know. But it's like, just no. You fight. You don't go willingly, because it'll be worse for you. We watch a lot of the true crime stuff and the forensic files and all of that, and it's like, oh gosh, it's so scary out there. So scary. But we can never let our guard down when it comes to our children. We just can't. I don't care where you live, how much money you have, what kind of car you drive, what city or town or state or country you live in. Crazy people, sick people, psychopath people, pedophiles, they come in all shapes, sizes, colors, races, male, female, gay, straight. Some of the, you know, you see some of these people and you're like, oh my gosh, they look so normal. Yeah, we're always looking for the monster. And sometimes the monster looks just like your neighbor. And so, yeah, we got to be real careful when it comes to our kiddos. I really don't have any sympathy for people who harm children. I really don't. I really don't. Okay. 7. 7 is 7. I need a few of those, so I'll use this. What are y'all thinking so far? I really would like to know. I'm absolutely loving it. Absolutely. I can't believe I threw this to the front of the line. But yeah, I can. I mean, because it wasn't just y'all wanting to know what it was like. I, too, wanted to know. Interesting thing about this company is my friend Ryan over at Diamond Painting Dude. He's the one that originally I had been seeing their ads on my Facebook, but you know, I don't just really take all that to heart. But then I found out he was doing one, so I asked him about it, and he was like, yeah, they're very high quality. And so I was like, okay, all right. So then I was like, well, then I want to go buy these. And so I did. And then I guess I was still waiting on them. And I got an email from the company. And I don't remember if I got the impression it was male or female. I don't know. But that person, they sent me a thing saying that, you know, they liked my channel. I'm sure that's just a bunch of hogwash. I doubt they even actually looked. But anyway, and that they wanted to know if I would like to, if they could send me a kit to do for February, because they're having a special promotion. Would I be willing to do that and make a video or two? And I said, sure. You know, I've already ordered, you know, some other ones, so I'll definitely be doing those. But yeah, I said, sure. So, and I am. It's totally out of what I would normally get. Definitely what Crafty-ish Kristen would love, though. But I can't talk about it because they don't want me to show the videos or anything until they launch their campaign. So I said, okay. So hopefully I'll get here in time for me to be able to do that, regardless of whether they send me a kit or they do not send me a kit. You know, whether I've paid for it or they have sent it for me to do videos of. I will absolutely give my honest opinion, because it doesn't help. It does. Well, first of all, it doesn't help me because it doesn't help you if I lie. And if I'm not honest, then why on earth would you listen to me, you know, or watch me or anything? Because I wouldn't. You know, I've had some channels that I'm like, you know, I hear you say all this, but, you know, you never actually work on it. I mean, yes, there's something you can tell some about a company based on, you know, what how it's shipped. You know, you can tell if the canvas looks like crap. You know, I mean, there's things you can tell that are, you know, like I was like, okay, I'm really disappointed about the sticker sheet, and I'm never going to give that up. So I'm hoping that they change that. I really do, because I'm going to keep saying it until they do. But not that anyone cares. But, you know, I have seen some people, and I'm like, you know, I'm going to get a couple more opinions, because I don't know. I don't know if what you're saying is true, because I feel like, you know, and I get it, if someone sends you something for free, that, you know, of course they're hoping that you give a raving review, and I hope to do that too, but I am not going to. I mean, we've got our own little community here, and I love our little community. I am not going to risk that. I am not going to risk that at all. And that's why I like to tell you what I like and what I don't like, because for you, what I like, you may be going, that's the very thing I hate, you know, or vice versa. I know I'm that way with people. I'm even like that in one of the food groups I'm in, you know, for our local area. And, you know, people was like, it was garbage. And I was like, okay, tell me why. Because, you know, maybe, you know, because I'll have people, you know, hear people say, it wasn't spicy enough for me. And I'm like, I'd probably like it. Or it was a lot of fun. They had live music. And I'm like, nope, too old. You know? But, you know, don't just tell me that. Tell me you didn't think it was seasoned well, or the meat wasn't cooked, or was overdone, you know, those sorts of things. But to just say it was garbage, you know, without telling someone why, or even if you say it was the best food I ever had, why? Why was it the best food? Well, sometimes people will say it was super spicy, just the way I like it. And I'll have to go, okay, so it's too spicy for me. You know, but you got to you know, it's like, use your words. That's why we have them, to communicate. So, yeah. Yep, yep, yep. So what do y'all have going on this weekend? I have got nothing, and I'm loving it. Tomorrow I'm going to fix a roast. So that'll be good. So that'll last us a couple of days. I made some chicken and rice soup the other day, and we've got 2 more meals out of it. And I put it in we ate a meal, and then I put the rest in the freezer. So in 2 separate containers, so that, we'll have that left over. But what I like about making roast is it's good, to eat it the first day, but the second day is even better to serve it over some toasted bread, maybe with some noodles or something. I really like that. So I've got this roller thing. I've been waiting for Carissa's Craft Corner to make one, but I'm not sure she's going to. So I bought one. Oh gosh, I think it was on one of the ads on Facebook. It's for rounds though. It doesn't work on squares, but you roll it over and it's got little grooves. I have it downstairs. I need to bring it upstairs because I'm not doing a round downstairs. I'm doing a square, but I don't know that it works, to be real honest with you. I used it some on Faye. After every section, I did it on Faye, and I did a before and after picture, and I was like, I don't know that anything changed. So, oh dear. So I don't know. One of these days, I'll bring it up here and show it to you. I guess the next time I'm working on this. Although, the kit I'm doing for Mia is also round. Goodness knows I did not need to start another whip, but we're just not going to talk about that. No sirree, Bob. Stop it. Stop. Maggie, stop. I don't know if you can hear that smacking sound she makes. Look at her feet. It's like I can't stand that sound. I mean, like, nails on a chalkboard. I was hoping to get a whole section done, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I don't know how long this video is already. Oh, well, back to Feel Look Art. So they also gave me a discount code. So if you go to their website and you see something you like, you can put in Leanne10. I believe that's how it works. As far as I know, no one has done it yet. And it should get you 10% off your order. However, they are also running a special. So if you spend like $100, you get 20% off. So that, no doubt about it. Please use whatever gets you the most money off. But if you do use my discount code, I will earn I don't know how much. Like I said, I don't know. It's all new to me. I really don't care about that because, I just want people to know about good diamond painting companies. But anyway, I think they said after $100, I'll get a store credit or something. And so what I'll do is, oh look, there's some more S's. What I'll do is when it gets to that point, I'll just do a giveaway for a gift card or something or two. Yeah. So I don't mind doing that. Of course, I don't know if that'll ever happen, if I'll ever get there, but you know. And it's okay if I don't. But certainly anything like that, you know. Like I have one for Diamond Art Club, but you're gonna save more money if it's your first purchase, and it only works for first-time purchasers, and you'll save more money than not using some codes, you know, especially on the app, because you get, even if you've ordered before, if you've never ordered off the app, you get 20% off. So yeah. Although I have had one person use the discount code for Diamond Art Club, but I've never that was before I had my channel. So, and what it was is they got $10 off and I got $10 off or something like that. So okay, there's that. I'm liking getting these colors done here. Brighter colors. You can see my placing's not the best right in there. Oich. Okay. Oops. There we go. I am just pleased as punch. So I noticed today I was driving past our library, and that's where Ann and I every other Friday have been, well, we used to go once a month, now we go every other Friday to diamond paint and chat and, you know, just hang out, because it's nice to every once in a while diamond paint with somebody else. And I noticed they had a thing up that said crochet and knit with us. I want to say it said Wednesdays 4 to something. And you can do that. You can start a group and meet there, you know. And I'm like, I really want to do one for diamond painting. But I also know that it would probably, in order to get enough people to come, would need to have it later in the afternoon. I mean, Ann and I go from 10 p.m. I mean, shoot, what am I talking about? 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that, you know, a lot of people can't do that. So, I don't know. But I kind of would. But then I don't know what size room to get, you know, to reserve. So I don't know. But wouldn't that be fun? I don't know if there's enough people in the area of where I live. But you never know. I mean, we have met some other diamond painters there. They were there for genealogy, but one of them actually she lives in a 55 and older community, and they do diamond painting there. They get together in their clubhouse. I don't know how often, she said, once a week or something. And so I know they're out there. But I thought maybe I could take some of these smaller things, you know, and just in case somebody was like, I don't know what that is. Can you show me what that is? And be like, here, yes. You know. Okay, we're going to put these ABs down, all right? let's see. I am afraid I got this a fresh glue dot in here, so I don't know. Oh, I didn't need that many. Why did I put that many in there? I don't know. Let's see if my stuff here is too fresh. Oh, come on. It is. Oh. All right, hang on. Then I have to Plan B. Let's try this. This is Diamond Art Club Twist and Pick that comes with their kit. So that works better. It's been used more. So, oh dear, I feel like I didn't get that lined up very well. Maybe that's better. Let me see if I can tell how long I've been going. Well, not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I gotta feed the dogs a little bit, but I think I got time. I don't know. I need to get another clock in here because I cannot see very well. I have two desks up here, and the clock's on another desk, and it's facing away from me. So, okay, let's try these 310s. Ooh, ooh, they're these big, giant O's. And this is really one of the ones I was like, man, that looks like a really big symbol. So we'll see. I do see a mismatched one there. Let's get that one out. All right, let's see here. Let's pick up here. Okay. I guess you would say that there is a lot of line blocking. Whereas it's kind of like color blocking, except, okay, doing tricks on my eyes here. It's more in a line as opposed to a large area, which is fine. I actually like line blocking. I like it better than color blocking. See. So I wonder what y'all are having for dinner. I really want to know what y'all's weekend plans are. I see Diamond Art Club is having a pretty good size release tomorrow. Some what I think are going to be popular kits. My friend Anne sent me pictures, and she's like, I'm going to have to get these. And I was like, I bet you're not alone. I bet you're not alone. They're dragons. And they have a lot of colors, and they're big. And she just got a really big canvas as well from one with the diamond art. I believe that's where she got it. Now I don't remember. Anyway, you'll know when I tell you it's the owl that Kara is working on from the Principal Painter. And that's like 220 colors or something ridiculous. And she got the 80 by 80 centimeter. I think Kara's doing the, oh gosh, now I'm confused. These symbols play tricks on my eyes. Okay, never mind, not confused anymore. All of a sudden I was like, oh no, wait, is that the right symbol? It is, but kind of giving me an optical illusion. I don't like using a light pad because really and truly sometimes it makes it harder to see a symbol. Keep second guessing myself, like, I don't know. But I do think I'm going to have to start using reading glasses, even though I don't need them because I'm nearsighted. I mean, I have to wear glasses for distance. but close-up is fine, but I think this is just a little too much detail, and it's tricking the old brain case. Oops, I lost one. So are these acrylic or are they round? Shoot, I know the round. Are they acrylic or are they resin? And I don't know. I mean, the bottoms are flat. I don't know if you can tell. The bottoms are flat. It seems like it said they were resin, but I don't know. I've always thought of acrylic to not have static, and these did not have static. Now, what's weird, though, is when I was picking up my trash, the little bags that they came in, those were super staticky. They were sticking to me, and I was like, what is going on? So, yeah, the bags definitely had static, but the drills did not. So, which makes me think acrylic, which, again, is not a big deal with rounds. It would be a huge deal with squares. So, yeah. In fact, I wouldn't buy an acrylic square, but rounds doesn't matter to me. In fact, if there's not going to be any static, I would prefer to have acrylic, to be real honest. And these, I don't know why these are playing tricks with my head. I keep seeing, I guess it's because these here have shapes, and it kind of is tracking over into that, and it's like, wait a minute, no, that's not a circle, and it's like, no, it is. Boy, I do not like these. I mean, the drills are fine, especially for 310s. And you know, I don't think their kits are very expensive. I really don't. I think they're decently priced. And the images are just really nice. Here we go again. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep pausing because I keep thinking, no, that's not a circle, but it is a circle. Oy. Just my old eyeballs. Okay, no, none of those are. Okay, I'll do these three here, and then I'll do the rest horizontally. Oh, I also have, okay, so if you've been here for a little bit, you know that I'm not a fan of Dreamer Designs. I didn't like them because they were gappy, and then they improved the grid, and I ordered a round and a square kit they sent me, and I didn't even realize it because, you know, I order a lot of stuff, so I kind of forget what I ordered. And so I started doing this one kit, the square kit, and first I got 2 square kits, and I was like, could have sworn I ordered it around. Could have sworn I did. But I was like, oh, well, you know, I guess you didn't. You know, you've obviously made a mistake. So I was like, that's okay. So, and I was like, I don't remember ordering this one, but, you know, obviously I did. They sent it to me. So I started working on it, and I could not work on it. Either the drills were too big or the grid was too small, but they didn't fit. And so every drill that I was trying to place, it would just scoot, and the next thing you know, it was all scooching out and popping up, and it was a mess. So then I went and looked at my order, and I was like, Okay, well, I didn't even order this kit, you know. This isn't even the kit I ordered. And so I had contacted them and let them know that I was having issues with it, but it turned out, I was fine, but it would be fine, except it's impossible to diamond paint. Could they please just send me my round? And basically they were like, oh no, well, you should have told us when you got it, and it's too late now. Of course, I'm thinking, well, I thought there was a warranty, I mean, this is messed up. I cannot diamond paint on it. So, and I sent them pictures and everything, and they were like, oh no, so sorry. So I'm like, well, I don't know what their warranty is then. But, so I was like, I didn't say I would never, because again, sometimes Dreamer Designs has some pretty ones, and I know a lot of you love Dreamer's Designs and have some beautiful finishes from them. So, one of my subscribers, someone in the community, had posted a picture. I think it was like this Seasons tree or something like that. So I was like, okay, I want to go look at that. Well, it was sold out and it was in squares. So I definitely was looking for rounds. And anyway, I ended up, they had one of my favorite animals of all time, and I just want to go and love on one. I watch a lot of videos, is donkeys. I love donkeys, and I'm always looking for, never have found one yet, but I'm always looking for a place somewhere in the Houston area that I can go and pet a donkey. Anyway, they had Dory the donkey, so I was like, oh, it is round. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to give their rounds a shot. And yeah, so, and I ordered another one too. I think it was for free shipping. I don't remember what it was, but it was cute. And also rounds, because I still have another square of theirs in my stash, but I haven't tried yet. So I don't even remember what it is at this point. So yeah. So that's supposed to be here today. How many of you take vitamins? I am not a vitamin person. I had started taking D3 several years ago because of my osteoporosis. And I don't know why, but I just decided perhaps I should take a multivitamin. And so I bought some of these Centrum Silver 50 Plus for women, the minis. And I've been taking one every morning, and I can tell a difference. I definitely have more energy. So that's good, right? Although I did have a little bit hard time going to sleep last night, but I don't know if that's why. It could be anything, honestly. Okay, now I got 2 more symbols. I thought I was down to my last one. Let's do the smaller one. That's this one. The toggle. I don't know what you call it. That looks like a toggle to me, or a joystick. I can tell it's getting close, or hopefully not after time for the pups to EAT, because they're getting antsy. And they're looking at me like I owe them money. So, yeah, that can only mean one thing. So let me try to finish this real fast. Not real fast. I don't want to mess it up, so I only know one speed. But there's a lot of these. So this is 3371. Yep, I think I got 2 bags of this. Okay. Let's see here. 5. So yeah, so wish me luck. I really want at least the donkey to turn out well. Um, yeah, I wish we could have a donkey. I wish we could, but first of all, no livestock is allowed, in our little tiny neighborhood. But also, we have an acre of land, and I think that's fine for one donkey, but you really, from everything I've seen and read, they're very social animals. So you really want two, and they're also very vocal. So, you wouldn't want to have neighbors too close by. But, yeah. Sometimes I watch some of these donkeys and I just love it when they're like, hey, Henry, or whatever the donkey's name is, you ready for some breakfast? And they're all, ee-yaw, ee-yaw. It's like, oh, I would just start crying. It's like, oh, they love you so much. And then I'll watch one of these YouTube channels. It's the Irish Homestead, I think. They've been refurbishing an old, I think it's from the 1700s, stone house. And they got all kinds of creatures, but they have donkeys. Both, I think all of their pets actually are rescues of some sort. But the boy, Teddy, he was in a neighbor's, or someone in a neighboring acreage, and he was just out there all by himself. He had no shelter, no nothing. So it was just land. It didn't have a house or anything on it. So she left a note on the gate and said, we would like to have him if you don't want him. And they were like, sure, you can absolutely have him. They said, but he doesn't get along with the other donkeys. Well, they contacted they didn't know anything about donkeys, so they contacted the donkey rescue to find out, about it. And they were like, well, they're very social animals. And so they had a female. Of course, they had to get Teddy neutered, but they had a female, and they named her Tilly. And oh my God, I absolutely cried whenever they introduced Toby, not Teddy, Toby, to Tilly. He was beside himself. He was not mean to her. He was just like he won the lottery. Imagine, these people get all excited on like The Price is Right, or a game show or something. They jump around and get all excited. Well, that was Toby. And, they kept them separated at first just to be sure. And now they don't leave each other's side. And when the vet comes, like Tilly had some problems with her eye, and so she had to be put into the little stall by herself. And Toby was like, no, he stood right there. He would not go anywhere. It's just absolutely heartwarming. And I just love them. I love animals. I do. I love animals. We've been having, last night and the night before, we've had them before, but these are, have them 2 nights in a row was a little different, and that was coyotes. And night before last, he was here, or he or she, I don't know, kind of looks, it's very lanky, so I think it might be a teenager, but it was here at 8:30 at night, and I'm like, okay, well, my dogs were inside at 8:30 at night, but, I could see where one of them had to, oops, forgot to go to the bathroom before we went to bed, and yeah, he definitely looked hungry. Well, last night he came by at midnight, so I told Max, I said, I'm just so afraid he's hungry, and I was like, I could put some food out for him. And Max was like, have you lost your mind? We don't want to have coyotes around here. And, you know, to me, when we have dogs, too many other people have dogs. And I was like, you know, that's probably true. I probably end up, you know, getting the poor thing killed. So, but, you know, it's like I feel sorry for him. And maybe if we feed him, you know, he won't eat. And then it's like, yeah. And then he'll get reliant on people. And then he'll associate people with food. Yeah. So it's best not to do that. I know that. I know that. And I prefer to be a naturalist, but you know, I do feed birds, and I mean, honestly, I would love to feed all the animals. But I know that's not everybody feels that way. So somebody might have a real problem if the coyote was like, hey, I'll go check this house, see if they've got food out front. You know, somebody might decide they're a threat. I mean, you can't fire a weapon in the city, but, you know, you can't defend yourself. So that's all someone's got to say is I was defending myself or my animals or, you know, whatever. So I won't do it. I don't feed the raccoons or the possums either. So, but I would. But, you know, you got to be careful with that too, because see, then you feed those things. And those things are what brings the coyotes to your yard, you know, because, well, you have their food running around. We also have a couple, I think it's a mother and son, but I don't know that it's either, I don't know their sex. But anyway, cats, they're black cats. One's like a tuxedo, and one's mostly all black. And I was like, well, maybe I'll put some food out for them, you know, and then I was like, no, because you do that, you know, and then you'll have the skunks come back and don't want a skunk, especially with dogs. But then, you know, again, it brings out the predators who eat the cats. So I don't want to cause, you know, I'm going to let nature do what nature do. So, yeah. Now, if I lived in, you know, somewhere where, like a neighborhood, you know, where we didn't have all these other varmints, I probably would, you know, do something for the cats. But, you know, we don't have, I've seen possums. Of course, we have squirrels, skunks, raccoons, coyotes, armadillos. I have never, knock on wood, I have never seen a rat or a mouse. No evidence of them, have not seen them. And I think it's because we have predators that take care of them. I mean, we also have owls. So, yeah, I mean, I just don't think, even with me feeding the birds, you know, usually that brings rats. But I think so many other things eat them. So, oh God, I forgot that. I forgot this little row here of the joysticks. That's okay, I'll get them after I'm done here. Because I want us to finish this section so that you can get a better idea of how it went. And, you know, what I think so far after finishing a section. Of course, when I finish the whole thing, I will do a finish in review. But I wouldn't imagine any other section's going to be, you know, different than these. You never know, though. I could hit a piece of canvas that doesn't have glue on it. You never know. Get up there. I am so far behind on my videos. I don't watch diamond painting videos while I'm trying to go to sleep, which is at night when I get in bed. That's when I watch TV. I watch YouTube, but I don't watch diamond painting channels. I do those whenever I watch those when I'm diamond painting. However, I've been downstairs a lot diamond painting, which is great, but I miss out on my YouTube creators that I like to follow because, you know, usually Max has got like a forensic files or something going, and I'm listening to that, and we're discussing that, and so yeah. Ooh. Oh, geez. All right, I accidentally, here, put that there. There, okay. There, let's see how that does. So, I just have trays, right? But I feel like I've seen someone advertise trays for squares and trays for rounds. Now, I've never done it. But at first I was like, why do you need that? But then I was like, well, you know, they are different sizes. So I don't know, you know, how that would, if that would matter. So let me know if did I dream that, or have I actually heard of it? And if I've actually heard of it, have you tried it? And if so, did it make a huge difference in your diamond painting? Did it make it easier to, oh, goodness gracious. My glue dot is still too sticky. Can you get over there? These are hard. These darker drills are harder for me to see. I can tell. I can tell them. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Get over there. Come on. Come on now. All right. I feel like I'm off here. I'm going to have to go back and straighten it up. It doesn't feel like I'm... There. See, all of this is new. This putty's new. The glue dot's new. So, okay, we're going to finish the little joystick, and then we will be done. Yes, I know that I'm going to have to go in and do some straightening. I can see that for sure. Let me... There. I know that for sure. But let's do the joystick, and then I'll tell you my thoughts. And then I'll be anxious to hear your thoughts, because you've been watching me this whole time. And I hope I had you zoomed in good enough that you could see what I was doing. Oh, come on. I think I need to do something with this putty. See how it's coming off the ends here, squishing off. Okay. Why don't you like that pop? Beepity pop pop. I guess some people might not like it. I do. I like it. It's very satisfying. Okay. So there we go. Let me put this up before I spill all the drills. Okay, what are my thoughts? Y'all love it. absolutely love it. No complaints. Again, my only complaint is no sticker sheet. That's not going to change. That's going to be there. But I do love, love, love. And let me see if I can't zoom you in a little bit more. Yes, I've got some straightening up to do. But yeah, I mean, there's no gapping. I've had gapping with rounds before, trust me. It's beautiful. I love it. Very shiny. You can see they're faceted. They're very shiny. So yeah, I absolutely love them. I'd love to hear what you think about them though. So yeah, let me know down below what you think, and I'll see you in my next video, everyone. Bye. Bye-bye.